Hello friends, welcome to the 31st session of Hybris tutorial. In this session, we are going to learn about how to send email to multiple recipients. Guys, we have already learned how to send email to multiple users with attachment in the video number 29th and without attachment in the video number 28th. So we have already learned the concept how to send an email with attachment and without attachment in our previous videos. But I was getting continuous requests to create a video about sending email to multiple recipients or to send email to multiple users at a time. So we are going to discuss the code logic to implement this functionality in this video. So guys, before starting this video, I just want to review the functionality, email functionality, which we have developed in our video number 28th and 29th. And after that, we will be introducing the functionality to send email to multiple recipients at a time. So in our video number 28th and 29th, we had developed a functionality if our car total is greater than 100, if our car total is greater than 100, we are sending an email to a particular user or the user through which we are logged in, right? So this was the requirement. If a customer is a registered user and if customer total is greater than 100, we were sending an email to that login user. How we were implementing that functionality? So for that, in case the card total goes greater than 100, the flow comes over here, and over here we are using the event service to publish the event, right? Over here you can see we have injected the event service, and through this event service we are publishing a event. How we are publishing an event? We are creating a Hybris Tube email event, right? And in the Hybris Tube email event, we are basically extending the abstract commerce user event. And over here, we have taken one attribute, which is cart attribute, which is of type abstract order model, right? So once this event is called, automatically Hybris Tube email listener will get called, right? This listener will get called and flow will come over here. And over here, guys, we were creating the business process. As you can see, we are creating the business process over here. And this is the name of the process which we are, calling. So you can see this is the name of the process which we are calling, and this is the same name, right? Over here we have defined multiple actions, right? So in the listener, firstly we are setting multiple things like cart, currency, store, site, language, which we have got from the controller base, right? And then we were for the attachment functionality which we studied in our chapter number 29th. In that functionality we were sending an email with attachment as well, and this is the code to send email with attachment, this portion, right? So this was what we were doing, and then we were saving the business process, right? And over here we are starting the process, whatever the actions written in this process we were calling. And this is the first action, generate Hybris to email action. In this action, guys, we were basically creating the skeleton or structure of the email, right? Once the structure get created, then this action, send email action, gets generated, or this action get run automatically and email is sent to user, right? And once this action runs, the sent email is removed from the business process for the privacy purpose. In case there is an error in sending an email, this message will get generated in business process. In case business process is success and email is sent successfully to the user, this message will get printed into the business process, right? So this first action will run once this start process method will get called. And over here, guys, we are writing generate Hybris to email action, and this was the action, generate email action. This this action will be called automatically, right? This action will be called automatically, as we have already discussed in our previous videos. And over here guys, this was the generate method, which is basically email generation service. And over here guys, we had overridden one class, right? We had created a new class which was basically Hybris Tube attachment email generation service, right? This was the overridden class we had created, which was extending the default email generation service. And guys, this over here we had written the functionality, right? Firstly, we were calling the super method, and then we had written over here functionality to send the attachment, right? So this is what we had done. And oh, we had one context class as well. So you can see this was the context class which we had created, right? Don't worry, I will be giving you all these relevant files as well. I will upload all these files, code files, into the Google Drive, and will share the link of Google Drive into the comment section of video. So you can just click on that link and can download all these files and can directly run this functionality into your system as well. But for now, I was just wanted to show you this is what we had done in our previous video. For that corresponding, we had generated subject and VM file as well. So you can see this was the subject and this was the body VM file, velocity file, right? So this is what we had done. Now we have a requirement that I need to send email not only to the user which is logged in, I need to send email to multiple users. So what is my requirement? So my requirement is I need to send email to multiple users, right? It can be of it can be of two users, or users which I need to keep in CC, or users which I need to keep in BCC of email skeleton, right? So this is why my requirement. And how I will be implementing this functionality, I will be giving list of users, list of users to whom I will send email into local.property file, and those users will be comma separated. I will just write like this, comma separated, right? So whatever the users are there into the local.property file which are comma separated, I have to send email to all those users, right? So that is my requirement. Now how I will be implementing this functionality, guys? This functionality is again not provided by the Hybris out of box. We need to do some customization to implement this functionality or to achieve this requirement. So how we are going to do? So for that guys, we have already created this Hybris Tube attachment email generation service. Over here only guys, we will be doing some customization. Over here guys, we will be fetching the users which we will be mentioning in our local.property file. As you can see in our local.property file, if I can just search for the to address, you can see I have created a new key. And I have written over multiple emails, like this is my email, this is another email, and this is again the third email. So this is my requirement. Over here I have given the multiple email IDs which are comma separated, right? So I have to send emails to all those users. So over here I am just showing you the functionality for to address. Similarly, I can use CC as well. So I can use like this, hybris tube dot to address, and then CC address. I will use the same email IDs because I don't have more than these email IDs in my system. So I will use the same IDs for to and CCC, right? So this is what I have done. I have just given these two local and these two properties in my local.property file, right? Now I have to do a customization in this class so that I can append an object for the to and cc. So how I will be going to achieve this functionality? So I am going to achieve this functionality by writing my code, this generate API, by doing customization in this API, something like this. You can see over here, guys. Firstly, I have fetched the users Hybris Tube dot to address. Right over here, I am generating, fetching the two emails, list of two emails. You can see this is the generate email API. I am doing nothing over here. I am just parsing all the emails for over here. I am using config.get string. We have already seen this concept in our chapter number 30, where how to read the configuration file or property file in our Java file. We have already seen this concept in chapter number 30. If you still don't know, you can check the video. Link of video is given in the description box as well as in the top right corner in card section. But for now, I have just given the key which I have specified in my local.property file. And once I specify the key, all these email IDs comma separated, I will be able to fetch over here. Right now, what I am doing over here in this generate email API, I am just putting all these emails into list, right? So I'm creating a list for all these emails. So I'm segregating firstly this string comma separated, then I am putting the all emails into that list. So you can see in this generate email, I am doing nothing. I am separating that string comma separated, and then I am just adding those strings into the array list. I'm returning the array list over here, right? So you can see in this generate email, I am just returning the to email section, right? Similarly, what I can do, I can do for the cc emails as well. So I will do like this, two emails, and then CC emails like this, right? And I think that was a CC address, hybristube.cc address, right? So I have to use like this CC address, and then I will be using the same over here as well. So these emails will be sent in the CC. What if I can do? I can again create one key value pair for BCC as well. So I will be keeping the same users for BCC as well. So I can write BCC address. I can just change the ordering of these users. I can just change the ordering of these users for the demo purpose like this, right? Like this, okay. And I will be doing the corresponding changes over here as well. So I will create one more line to fetch the BCC emails, right? So Hybris Tube, this one is the BCC address, right? That I need to copy over here, right? And this is BCC emails, right? And I need to put this into the BCC section, right? So this is what I have done. I have created three lists: C2 address, CC address, and BCC address. And once I have all these, I am just setting into email message, right? This email message is nothing. This I have received by calling the super method. Super method means generate method of default email generation service, right? So this email the message dot set to address, it is already there, provided by the Hybris out of box. We have done some customizations so that we can set to CC and BCC address. Right, this is what I have done. And over here I am checking, okay, if my attachment object is not null, if my attachment object is not null, then I am attaching the attachment as well, right? And this I have already shown you that I have created one txt file in my Hybris Tube suite only. I am reading that txt file, right, into our listener class over here, right, and I am setting this attachment object over here only, right. So this is what we have done, and I think this is pretty much clear to you what I have done, right? And this is the method create email address for email. Over here, guys, I'm just calling this get email service, get create email address for email. I'm just creating the email address model, right? So guys, this is the customization we have to do to send email to multiple users, right? So in case your requirement is that you need to send email to multiple users but you don't need to send attachment, you can just comment this line, right? But if you have a requirement that you need to send attachment as well, you need to write like this, right? If you have a requirement that you need to you don't need to read the email address from the local property file, you just have to give the email address hard coded, then you can give that as well. But this is basic thing, this is the basic logic that you need to implement. I hope this is clear to you. And guys, once we have done all these portion, now we are ready to build our code, right? Why we have to build our code? Because we have done changes into our Java class. If we had simply done the changes into our property class, then we don't need to build our code. But since we have done the changes into our Java class, that is why we need to build this project. So how we will be going to build this project? So guys, for that we need to navigate to the platform folder. So how we will be going that? So you can see now I am into my Hybris dev shoot, and over here guys, this was the attachment, this was the text file that I was showing you, and I am reading this attachment into my listener, right? You can see that over here I am reading this attachment, and whatever the content is there into this attachment, that I am reading, right? So I hope this is clear to you. Now I'm going to build my project. I am going to build my project by just going to platform extension. Over here, I will just go to CMD, and then firstly, I will be setting the hunt environment by firing this command, and then I will be building. So I will just fire this command and all, and this will take some time to build my project. And once my project gets built, this and all command gets succeeded, then we will bring our server up. So let's wait for the and all command to get finished. So guys, now you can see and all command has been finished successfully. Now we are going to bring our server up into the debug mode. And guys, I have already created a video on how to start the server in debug mode. If you still don't know, you can check the video. Link of video is given in the description box as well as on the top right corner in the card section. There you can see how you can start your server in debug mode and what all configurations you need to do in Eclipse in order to enable the debug into the Eclipse. But for now, I am just firing this command hybris server dot bat debug, and this will bring my server up into the debug mode, right? So this will take some time, and once guys my server will come up into the debug mode, we will test our functionality. We will be adding some items into our cart, right? And I will be a login user so that we can come into this flow. And once we will come into this flow, we will be basically calling the listener, right? We will be calling this a listener. And as I already told, like in this listener we are creating this process, right? Into our listener we are creating a process over here, and once we start this process over here, once we start this process, right, then we are basically over here we are starting the process, then we are basically calling the first action which is there written into our process dot xml, this one, and generate email action will be called automatically. Over here we will be calling this Hybris Tube get email generation service dot generate API, which will be basically calling this Hybris Tube attachment generation service, and then we will come into this flow, right? Over here we have written the code for sending email to multiple users. We are sending or reading the multiple email address which we have mentioned in our local.property file, and we are creating object based on this, right? So we will be seeing all these concepts once our server comes up. So let's wait for the server to come up. This will take around 15 minutes to come up, so let's wait for this to come up. So guys, now you can see my server is up in the debug mode. Now what I will do, I will open the storefront, right? And why I'm able to open the storefront, because I have already done the B2C accelerator setup. And in case you have not done the B2C accelerator setup, you can also do the setup in your system. The link of video is given in the description box as well as in the top right corner in card section, so you can watch the video and can do the corresponding setup in your system as well. But for now, my setup is already there and I have started my server into the debug mode, and I will open the training storefront now. So I will go to the browser and then I will just open the training storefront. You can see over here I have already opened the training storefront, right? So now let's wait for this page to get loaded. Once this will get loaded, then we will go to the cart page, and over here we over in the cart page we will maintain the order total greater than 100, so that our code can come into this flow cart page controller. Over here we are checking, okay, if my user is a registered user and cart total is greater than 100, only then we are firing this event. So we will be adding items into the cart so that the order total is greater than 100. So guys, firstly, I will disable all the debug points, and then we will firstly test like whether our functionality is working correctly or not. Then we will be basically check the functionality by enabling the debug mode, right? So I have disabled the debug points, and then I will go to the storefront. I will go to the cart page. So you can see I have clicked on the cart page, right? This pop-up has appeared. Right now I am clicking on the checkout page, and as you can see in the cart I have already ordered total greater than £100. So I'm just clicking on the cart page, and once I click on the cart page I should receive one email, right? I should receive one email. So guys, this is the email address over here. I should receive an email, and this is the address or the email client through which my email should be sent, right? So I'm just clicking on this checkout page, and then I will carefully monitor my logs, right? I will carefully monitor my logs, like how it is getting printed in my logs, whether the email is being sent or not, that I am going to check. You can see over here we are basically parsing the emails, right? So you will see that the email will be sent to the user. This will come into the logs. You can see this over here we have got the message sending email to these users from this, right? And this is the subject line. So I hope it is clear to you. Email has been sent to the users, right? Now we can check this as well. I will just refresh this. You can see I have got an email, right? You can see I have got an email, and if I just open this, you can see in the two we have these email address. In the CC as well we do have these email address, right? It means email functionality is working correctly. We are able to send email to multiple recipients, or we are able to send email to multiple users through our Hybris email functionality. If I just check in the sent items, you can see this is the sent item. Over here you can see we have two and CC users as well. So I hope guys this is clear to you how this email attachment with attachment functionality is working. Now what I will do for you, I will go back to my cart page, and then we will just enable our debug points, and then we will again see how it is working. So I have enabled my debug points again. So my debug points are enabled, and you will see that these keys are of not use. These keys we used for our demo in chapter number 30, but for this functionality these keys are of no use. but still we will keep these keys. And I will go to the cart page again. I have clicked over here, and once I clicked over the cart page, you can see that the flow has come over here, right? So it is checking, okay, what is the key? These keys I have already given into my local.property file, but since I am a registered user, it will come inside it. Now I will be calling the listener, so you will see that the flow will go to the listener. So it will take some time, and you can see now the flow has come into the listener. Why it is a listener class? Because this is extending the abstract accelerator site event listener, and on site event is the overridden method. Over here guys, I am creating the business process, and then I will be reading the file which is present into my local system. I have already explained this scenario, this logic in the video number 29 of Hybris learning, right? So I have already explained this, but I will just go to the next section, and you can see over here guys, we have basically set attachment and everything. Then we will be setting the model class, and then we will start the process. Once the process gets started, the first action which is written into the process.xml generate email action, that action will get run, right? The flow will come into this action. So this will take some time, because the in the backend we have a task engine which basically runs these actions. That takes some time. You can see now the slowly my flow is coming over here in the generate email action, and this is the important method. Over here guys, we will be calling our custom email Hybris Tube attachment generation service. We are calling from this point. You can see now my flow is coming to Hybris Tube attachment email generation service, right? So over here guys, I am fetching the emails which are mapped to this key, and you will see that yes, we have fetch. And if I just add one debug point in the generate email, you will see that I have fetched all the emails, right, which we have given into key in our local.property file. Then I am just segregating all these keys, right? So this is what I am doing here. I am doing for two CC and BCC section. Then I'm just creating the two address and CC address and BCC address, right? This is what I am doing, right? Right guys, then we will be just setting these all to set to address, CC address and BCC address over here, and then we will just save this email, and we have just created the skeleton. And then into our process.xml, we have this section send email, which will be basically sending the email to the user. So I will just skip this section, and then I will just move forward, and we will see whether the email is getting generated or not. So what I will do, I will just skip the debug points, and you can see I have skipped the debug point, and then I will just click over here, and then I will show you in the logs. We can see that we have an email message generated message. Then we will be printing one more logs like sending email to, you can see this has been done, right? And then we will have received one email. You can see we must have received one more email, so this will take some time. You can see now I have received another email at 7:30 p.m., right? So I hope guys this functionality is clear to you, how we can send email to multiple users through the Hybris functionality. You will have to use this functionality very frequently if you are in a development project, right? Because you will be creating some type of cron jobs. For that you need to write some type of business process, and while doing so, you will be requiring this functionality to send email to multiple recipients, right? So I hope this video will be informative for you. So guys, this is all about sending email to multiple users, right? So guys, if you like this video, do share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. Bye, take care.